Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be creating a simple form on Figma. So this is going to be a very short process, so just follow as I go. We're going to be using auto layout a lot, so if you do not know much about auto layout, I'm going to try as much as possible to explain it. So let's start. First of all, I want to just label this form, and it's going to be a sign up form. And I'm going to place this in the middle. I don't think this is big enough or it's not bold enough, so I'm going to just come here to make it bold, just like this. Then I can increase this to, let's say, 32. I'll place it in the middle again because it has shifted. So I'm going to, it is black right now, but I want to use gradients for it. So I'm going to add some gradients to this text. I'm going to go over to fill, choose the gradient option. This top part, I want it to be blue. I'm just guessing, I don't know how it's going to look like. Then this bottom part, I want it to be this light color. And I'm going to increase the intensity of this color. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I like this, it works for me. Then I'm going to go ahead to add the input section of it. I know some people come in and use a rectangle like this to crop their rectangle, for example, and then they start adding text. But this is not my approach for doing it, because I want a neat and organized work, and I want to be able to do it and be over with it really fast. So I'm going to use auto layout instead. So if the first text I want to add is username, for example, let me make this the proper size. I'm going to make this regular. I'm going to reduce this to 18 and just place it where I would like to place it. Then I use Shift A to add auto layout, and a frame has been made around it. Now if you drag this auto layout, if you drag this frame, you see that the username is following the frame because it's aligned to the middle. How do I know that? Because when you come over here, you will see this blue thing, so aligned to the center. Now I can align this to the left, which is where I want it to be, or I align it to the right. You could put it wherever you want to, but because it's a form, we want it to be at the end like this, aligned to the left. Now I can put a padding between this text and the frame like this, so it is giving me some extra space behind, so it's not exactly on the line. What I did was click on this in case you didn't see that. So it was 10 before, and you can see that this is the space between them. You know what, let me fill this so that you'll be able to see clearly what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to fill this with color. Let's just leave it at white. Let's put a stroke to make it obvious. Okay, so we're going to decorate that, but for now I just want you to see how the auto layout is working. So now the space between this end and the username is really tiny. If I want to increase it, I can make it up to 15, for example, and it's going to shift it forward a little bit more. If you want to keep shifting it, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and curve my edges now. I'm going to probably use like 15. I do not think this is wide enough. There are keys here that you can use to do the padding automatically, like this, just add 20 and whatnot. But then I want to be able to drag it by myself and get it to where I want it to be. You could do that option, or you could just use the keys that you have for auto layout. So I want to add in shadows to make this look a little bit more dramatic, really, because I think lines are better for forms. So I'm going to put in more shadow. I'm going to make it 5. Now the stroke on this particular thing is looking too black and too in my face, so I'm going to try to reduce the intensity of that stroke, reduce the opacity. I'm using intensity a lot, but reduce the opacity. Then I want, let's see if that's okay. Yeah, that works. Then I want the shadow to have a color that's similar to this gradient, to just give it this. It might not be so obvious, but somehow it's going to make a difference in the eyes. So I'm just going to use this because this is the color we use for the gradient. Then I'll start reducing the opacity to make it blend well into the design. So like I said, you might not see it clearly, but it's just there. So, and that is how we just created the user name input. So I'm going to just duplicate this and put it, duplicate. Then now I just double click on this and edit with what I want to edit. Let's say email. Let's make this password. And let's make this repeat password. Okay, so just like that, we have created a uniform sign-up form. So now I want them to be aligned well. I'm going to just click on this, hold on Shift, select, then I'll click on Shift A to add auto layout, and I'm going to place them in the middle, because now that I've added auto layout, they are now one element. I'm going to place them in the middle. If the space between them is looking too big for me, I come over here to the padding and I reduce it. Let me say I reduce it to 40, for example, and they are together now. So I can keep moving it. If I want it up, I can put them in the middle and it is just aligned and my work is neat. So I have made this one element, this is one element. So when I just put it in the center, put this in the center, then it's looking uniformed in everybody's eyes. Now we're going to go ahead and add more elements into this design. Right here, I'm going to add connect with us on socials, just like that. I think I'm going to make this first one cap lock. Okay. I should do this automatically, but for the sake of beginners, let me just. Okay, so connect with us on socials. I'm going to make this bold. Let's try semi-bold here. Then I put this in the middle. Then we're going to go to our plugins and use Iconify to drag in our social icons like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, for example. So I'm going to go over here, go on Facebook, get some icons for Facebook. Let me choose this. I'm going to import this. I'm going to bring in icon for Instagram. I'm going to input this. Then the final one, icon for TikTok. Did I spell the TikTok correctly? I didn't spell it right. So TikTok. And just take this and import it. So now that that is done, I'm going to drag this away from their cases so that I can have only the design. I'm going to delete the cases. Then I can bring this into my design. Instagram. Sorry. Facebook and TikTok. Now their sizes looks good to me. I don't have to change their sizes, but now I'm going to use auto layouts to align them. So I've added auto layout to it. Then I can place them in the middle, just like that. If they are not close to this place, I can drag, but now they are one element. That is the reason why I added, one of the reasons why I added auto layout. I want to make them one element and just be able to place them wherever I want to place them. And also because auto layout helps me align them and make sure that they have equal space between them. So now that that is done, I'm going to create the sign up button under. Some beginners would want to use a rectangle like this and curve it and consider and add text and consider this a button. This is not a button. You bring in your text, sign up. So this is the text I want to use as my button text. You could, if it is a buy now situation or add to cart or get started, then you can do that. Then I'll use Shift A to add auto layout to it. Then like I said, you can come here to increase the pattern and whatnot, but right now let me drag it by myself. and because it is aligned to the middle, remember, the text is going to be at the middle, and that's how we want our button to look like. So I'm going to fill this button with color, but I want it to be uniform with the colors we used here. So definitely I'm going to use gradient for it. So I'm going to choose my gradient option. For this particular one, I'm going to pick the color of the top part of this gradient. Then for this, I pick the color of the bottom part of the gradient, like this, and it is done in our button. Then I can curve the edges of the button with 15. Then I can go over here and add shadow to this button, just like I did for the rectangles. I'll make this 5 and see how it looks like. So now I align my button to the middle, and voila, we just created a sign-up form. As you can see, it's very easy, and you can do it too if you're at your beginner stage and then you find doing these things really difficult. Trust me, with time it's going to get easier. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be posting more beginner friendly designs like this for you to pick up on it. Thank you, and bye.